Hello and welcome to Kimberly's Mindstorm. Today I'm going to do the book recommendation group video, which is Not Another Love Story. Now it is after Valentine's Day, but I thought I would do it anyway because during Valentine's Day I watched a Walking Dead marathon. So I wasn't really in the spirit of lovey-dovey things. So this would be a good time to recommend some books for you that are not in that lovey-dovey spirit. So a little bit something else that the focus is on during these books. This GoodReads group was created by Trina at Between Chapters and Kayla Rayne at Kayla Rayne. So if you're interested in joining this group also and giving people different monthly recommendations, go ahead and check in the description box below and I'll have all the information there for you. My first recommendation is The Giver. Now this is a classic story that has won many different awards. It's about a boy named Jonas, and he lives in a futuristic world where everything is calm and at peace, yet if you dig a little bit under the surface, things aren't quite what they seem. Emotions are repressed here, and so you're definitely not feeling that love emotion as you would normally. And so the further you get into the story, you kind of examine what that means for humanity and if it's a good thing to live in peace but without some of what makes us human, or to maybe have a little bit more struggle and to know what more there is in the world. So it's a really good book. It's an interesting read. I recommend it to everyone. It's a must read. So if you haven't read this one, definitely check it out. The next book that I have for you today is Ender's Game. Now this story has much more of a military feel than it does a love story. So the world is again in the future. There's been an alien invasion and we won. Yay us. But we don't know if they're going to come back. We don't really know that much about these creatures that attacked us. So specialized children that are very gifted in a certain ability, be it intellect, aggression, so on and so forth, they are chosen to go into an academy to train to be fighters or leaders and possibly help us to track down this alien species that may want to harm us. With this book, you really kind of synced into how the main character was thinking, Ender. And so the games he played, the war games and all, was more strategy and very complex. So it's a very interesting story. And it has a couple twists and turns that not everybody will see. So it's a good story if you want something smart and complex, but you're not really in the mood for love. The next book is The World According to Humphrey. Now this is a younger book. It's not YA, but it's still a wonderful story. It's about a class hamster named Humphrey. In the story of Humphrey, you see a lot of backstory. So you get to see what the different kids are doing at home and how that affects their life at school. And not just the children, but some of the teachers and the other staff at the school. So it's really heartwarming and it's a quick read. So if you just want something kind of interesting and sweet, this is a nice book to kind of pick up on a rainy day and read right through, and at the end you'll be happy that you read it. So the next book that I have for you is My Teacher is an Alien. Now this book has actually been reprinted many times because it's so popular. In this book, a substitute teacher comes into the school, and right away, if you're good at reading signs, you can tell something's not quite right. So you progress and you kind of figure out little clues, and throughout time you may find out that this teacher is not exactly what they seem. Now, are they alien or not? You'll have to read this book to find out. My final book recommendation for you today for Not Another Love Story would be The Golden Compass. Now, after reading this story, I can't get it out of my mind, and I read it years and years ago. I really need to reread this one, in fact. This story is about a girl named Laura who is growing up at a college. Her father dropped her off there years ago. She doesn't really know who he is. She doesn't know who her mother is, but it's in a fantasy world, so she's with her demon, which is like a part of her soul. So they're little animals, and the children, the animals, change shapes. And so her creature is called Pan, and Pan will change shapes. Like if she's outside running in the fields, he'll change into a little hawk or a mouse or something near her, like a little ferret. and they have a really good communication. So it's kind of like if someone always finishes your sentences like a best friend. So it's really sweet in this story. But of course, like many stories, something goes wrong and the world's in danger. So she has to kind of escape and go and find out what's going on in the world with this golden compass. It's a good adventure story, and it's very intelligent. So if you want something that goes a little bit deeper, so not surface level, then The Golden Compass is a great book to read. Okay, thank you so much for watching my video for monthly recommendations for February. Not another love story. Now, I think every book has a little bit of love in it, but hopefully they're not all just focused on the romance. So here are a few to go check out, and I'll make sure to go and look at your recommendation videos and see if you have some good ones about books that are not only about love, even though I love love. Okay, thank you so much. Bye! It's about a boy named Jonas who grows up in a world that's very strongly controlled. They actually give them a medication that suppresses emotions and feelings. Are they supposed to know that yet? Okay.